Hey, Tommy, tell the truth here. It is early morning, 7:25, 2022, Monday morning. Hope everybody has a marvelous Monday, a wonderful week. All right. Anyway, here we are on my censored tube, main channel on censored tube. My channel is continuing to grow slowly but surely, and I appreciate that. My last video from this morning was called The Last Generation, and we are at the end of the church age, talking about the rebuilding of the third temple, if you haven't seen that. All right. And so, this I found was interesting. Came out a few days ago on June 22nd. Jewish women post Mashiach is here billboard in Miami, Florida. A massive billboard with a surprising message stands on a major highway in Miami, Florida. It boldly declares, Mashiach is here. The subtext is, just add goodness and kindness. The message concludes with long live Rabbi, King, Messiah forever. Gula Generation, an organization of Jewish women based in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, posted the sign on the heavily trafficked, you know, trafficked I-95 and 69th Street. That's that. Going towards Miami Beach. This is the second billboard this year. The first posted in March in Brooklyn, New York, on Atlantic Avenue on the way to JFK. The campaign is a reprise of their first billboard on Manhattan's West Side Highway in 2005. Its goal is to bring awareness of, I don't even know how to say that, but somebody, Rebbe, as the Messiah, and to publicize his main message stated in 1991 on CNN. Mashiach is ready to come now. It is only our part to add something additional in the realm of goodness and kindness. In 1991, Rabbi, however you say his name, Rebbe, stunned the world by announcing as a prophecy that we are in the era of redemption, said Gula Generation spokesperson Basha Aka Botnick. The journey toward a sane and beautiful world has begun. Insane in the membranes, more like it. She said that the key to this new era is to acknowledge that there is a God in the world and to strive to keep his laws. He is the creator and he knows what works, Mrs. Botnick said. By the same token, Mashiach is not a dictator. He is a king. And that can only rule when he has the acceptance of the Jewish people. Many hundreds of thousands of Jewish people uh, the world over proclaim daily, long live our master, our teacher, our Rebbe, King Messiah, forever and ever, accepting the kingship of Rebbe. Acknowledging the Rebbe as Mashiach is based on Jewish law, codified by the great sage Maimonides in the 12th century. These laws of Mashiach say that Mashiach must be a descendant of King David, immersed in the Torah and its commandments, involving involved in strengthening the Jewish people in the practice of their religion and protecting the Torah as its rules from incursions. The Rebbe fulfills these and other requirements. As well known, the Rebbe has a virtual empire of Shabbat houses all over the world whose aim is to gather Jews and reunite them with their heritage. Further, the Rebbe has launched a campaign to promote the 7 Noahide laws. Just say no to the whole Noahide laws. Uh, and I've got more on that. Given to Moses at Mount Sinai for all people. People are responding to the Mashiach is here billboard with much excitement. It lifts everyone's spirit, says a Boca Raton real estate agent. When I see the sign, I know the redemption is here, says a mother of 3. Gula Generation is planning to expand the campaign to use to other major cities and you can donate to them. Blah 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 blah. So there's the sign, the billboard right there. And of course, it's false. It's ridiculous to say that this man's Mashiach, Mashiach, whatever, to say he's the King Messiah. But see, they're looking for a man, and they're going to get it. They're going to get the Antichrist. That's who these people are going to fall for. I think that this guy or some other guy is their Messiah. They rejected Jesus, and they will continue to till they get woken up. All right, over here we have JewishPress.com, United States of Moral Decline, and this is from July 3rd by Rabbi Goldberg. Imagine that. America is in a state of moral decline. That is not just my feeling. It is the assessment of a majority of Americans, according to a Gallup. Not only are Americans feeling grim about the future state of the moral values in the nation, but they are also mostly pessimistic about the future on the subject, as 78% say morals are getting worse and just 18% say getting better. I definitely agree that, there's a decline in morals. Of course, anybody could say that. But do we need a set of laws like the Noahide laws to make things better or right? No. No. And you can't force people to follow these religious laws, if they don't want to. We have free will. You don't have to believe in God. You don't have to believe in anything, You can be evil if you want. But there's consequences, I promise you, when you die. In my opinion. Anyway. All right, so moral decline can be seen in deterioration in civility, the increase in litigation, the lack of integrity, out of wedlock births, and breakup of families, vulgarity, promiscuity, and immodesty. As quickly as we progressed technologically, medically, and scientifically, morally, we are rapidly going backwards, confused about basic fundamental values and institutions that much more primitive people understood clearly. Perhaps this decline can be explained by another recent Gallup poll that reported that the belief in God amongst U.S. adults has reached a new low. Belief in God provides a moral anchor and a moral compass, rules and regulations from an objective and absolute source of truth and decency. Break down the faith breeds rebel, relativism, sorry, a subjective interpretation of right and wrong. Yeah, that's the thing. I talked about this the other night, where not everybody has the same beliefs on what's right and wrong. I mean, you think that common sense would show you what's right and wrong, but there is no more common sense, folks. It's gone. You have COVID nonsense. Yeah, that's what you have nowadays. I mean, you have common sense in truth seekers and tellers and spreaders, but not in the general public, sadly. All right, let's see where we are at here. When morality is determined by popular opinion instead of objective truth, by needing to be compatible with comfort and convenience rather than mission and service, by the pursuit of pleasure and happiness rather than sanctity and holiness, the result is moral decline. I mean, there is definitely some truth in this. But the overall uh, point they're going to get to is that we need the Noahide laws, and I'm sorry, that's not going to work, because you're then forcing a religion on everyone, and even God is not trying to do that to people. Oh, all right. So in this morally regressive environment, it is understandably tempting for the Jewish community to turn inward, to focus on protecting ourselves and our families from increasing dangers of shifting sands around us, and we should. However, we must also rise in this moment, to turn outwards. Judaism and and the Torah were never intended only for the Jews. While we don't believe in proselytizing in the sense of recruiting non-Jews to convert to Judaism, we fervently believe in promoting the Torah's truths, values, and ideals to the entire world. That's why they're introducing the Noahide laws around the world, and places are adapting them, and once they're fully in place everywhere. Like my state of Florida has two of them already. Once all seven are in place, I mean, it's going to get downright ugly, folks, because these people right here that are promoting the Noahide laws and what's behind it uh, are not believers in Jesus, and they will ultimately use the Noahide laws to fully control, enslave, and persecute and behead believers in Jesus, Yeshua. Just watch and see. And I'm not trying to be a fearmonger here or have you live in fear, because you already know if you're here, there's no reason to be in fear. You can have a healthy fear of God's wrath should you choose not to stay on the right side of things and you choose to be evil and stuff. Yeah, I would fear him and his wrath at that point if I was going to go that route and start doing evil in this world. Other than that, no fear at all. Consider this letter written in 1806 by John Adams, second U.S. President. I will insist that the Hebrews have done more to civilize men than any other nation. If I were an atheist and believed in blind eternal fate, I should still believe that fate had ordained the Jews to be the most essential instrument for civilizing the nations. If I were an atheist of the other sect who believe or pretend to believe that all is ordered by chance, I should believe that chance had ordered the Jews to preserve and propagate to all mankind the doctrine of a supreme, intelligent, wise, almighty sovereign of the universe, which I believe to be the great essential principle of all morality and and consequently of all civilization. They are the most glorious nation that ever inhabited this earth. The Romans and their empire were but a bauble in comparison of the Jews. They have given religion to three quarters of the world, and influenced the affairs of mankind more and more happily than any other nation, ancient or modern. The language of the founding fathers came from the Torah. Three names for God in the Declaration of the Independence: Creator, Judge, and Providence, are unmistakably Jewish names for God. They did not come from the Greeks or Romans. As the world is becoming more and more uncivilized, it is time for the Hebrews, the Jewish people, to once again model, teach, and preach and civilize man. See, civilized man. No, that's what they're going to do with the Antichrist. They're going to fall for the Antichrist and fall for the Noahide laws and being implemented around the world, and they're going to fall for the one world order, one world government, currency and religion, and they're going to try and force everybody to live under the seven Noahide laws, and it's not going to work, folks. It's not going to work. Uh, but they're going to do it. They've already got the Zionists have already got the Christians, totally wrapped around their finger. Most of them, and so they're all. It's the blind leading the blind, unfortunately. So we'll see how it plays out for sure, because the elite that run this world made it possible for the nation of Israel to rise again, to be a nation again in 1948. And they continue to make Bible prophecy that surrounding or involving uh, Israel and Jerusalem to come true. And that's what they want to do. They're making Bible prophecy come true, whether you believe in it or not. You don't have to believe in the Bible. The elite are using it as their playbook, the script. Yes. And they have changed the script. Oh my gosh, even Hollywood does that. They change the script sometimes before, during, and after the making of movies. Imagine that. Anyway, all right. So, yeah, this just goes on and on and on about how the Jews are obligated to bring, you know, uh, bring the world back to what it's supposed to be. All right. So, here is just where I googled the Noahide laws and put it under news. And in the last year or two, even 3 years, there has been a lot of talk about the Noahide laws and a lot of implementation of it. Like I said, and yeah, it's just going to continue and continue. Non-Jews in Israel must keep the Noahide laws. This is in 2016. Chief Rabbi says Jewish law bans non-Jews from living in the land of Israel unless they adhere to the seven Noahide laws. Yeah, good luck with that. This is Jewish Voice, and It says, for Orthodox Jews committed to re-establishing the temple, the third temple, both the present problems of the world and the problems faced by Jewish people will be solved only by rebuilding it. Another recent rediscovery of the Temple Institute has been the revival of the science of producing biblical crimson. The dye was used in the garments of the high priest. Anyway, so they have everything uh, you could imagine, including the walls and all the stuff that goes in it. Ready for the third temple, and it's probably going to be built in the next year or two or whatever. Definitely in if I believe that the tribulation start period is starting this fall, it's coming. They're going to do it, and they could do it pretty fast because they have it all prepared to be built. um, and so we'll see them put it up pretty quick once they're given permission to do so. And that all of that is coming about right now with the crown prince of Saudi, and his out there, peace and safety tour, and making deals with everybody in the Middle East, and uh, all these other world leaders coming together and finally deciding to do something to better, the world, and split the land up, the Holy Land in Israel. Um, they're going to do what the Bible says because they've done it all along. For whatever reason, the elite are using it as their playbook, and they're making it come true. Whether you believe it, whether I believe it, or anybody else believes it, they are making the words come true, the scriptures come true from the Bible, folks. All right, so I wanted to show you this real quick. This is one of the Antichrist candidates, Yuval Noah Harari. I've done a show on him or two, and he's definitely has almost every characteristic of the future Antichrist. And I got a couple little shorts here on him. One he made himself, but let's check this one out. If it'll play. What in the
I never really know what to say about this seeming binary division between humans and nature. Anything which is possible is by definition also natural. Whether it's genetic engineering, whether it's the internet, whether it's vaccinations, it's all natural. War
Wow, no, it's not natural.
is natural, murder is natural, rape is natural.
Wow, he said he said rape is natural. What a scumbuck. Okay, wow. Here he is here. Let's see if I
adults, trying to be, too open or too liberal, that they abdicate responsibility. And they basically tell kids, I don't know the big stories, you tell them yourself. I think that we should still make the effort as adults, as teachers, as historians, to think really hard and come up with big stories, with big narratives for the next generation. They can always reject them. They can always change them. But we should provide them with at least some, big story about the world because in today's world, the last thing they need is more information. They are flooded by enormous amounts of information. What is really needed is tools in order to take this immense amount of information and make sense of it. Adults.
Yeah, well, his plan for that is just give you a chip in your brain, and then hive mind control you. So you're only going to think what he wants anyway. So, yeah, good luck with that. So unbelievable. Let's just make up stories and tell them to kids. No matter what it is, just make up a story that the planet is a round ball shape, globe shape. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They can reject it if they want, but we're gonna make the lie up anyway. And yeah, yeah, cover that it's flat, it's stationary. Good grief, man. All right. Well, I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover here. I do have another short or two to show, so hang on just a second. Here he is talking about. Let's see. No, I did show the two shorts, but um, hang on a second. I'll just check this. I'll have to check this one out myself here. It says, Yuval Noah Harari, the prophet. There's something very strange about this man. And this is from Alien Demonic Deception 24. um, but yeah, there's something definitely very strange about him because he is like a mirror image of what the Antichrist is going to be like. I mean, it's unbelievable how much he has in common with the future Antichrist. But that is just a sign, folks, that if we can come up with a list of people that are possible candidates for the Antichrist, how close does that say we are to him coming? Yeah, that's the point. Just like the big sign of the of Israel becoming a nation again in 48, and God declaring that they will be a nation again for a generation plus 10 years if they're strong. And we've already gotten to that generation part. They've been a nation again for 70 some years now. So there's only about a length of a tribulation period left, in my opinion, uh, for them to be a nation again. So that tells you right there, this church age is wrapping up quickly, and we should act accordingly. Not live in fear, but just act accordingly by treating life as a test and manifesting the best, our best, the best outcome we can. All right. Well, it's 3 in the morning here, 3:02. Braylon is in there sleeping, and he's already woke up one time since I've been back up. I got back up, I think about 1:30 or so, and started to prepare to make this. Look, I don't have all the answers. I'm not trying to force you to believe in the Bible or God or Bible prophecy. What I am trying to show you that uh, there's a lot going on that points to, we're at the end of the church age, and the fact that these people have been making Bible prophecy come true now for decades, if not longer. So, anyway, yeah, I think I'm going to call this a show, and I'll be back again when I feel led to lead, feel led to present you with stuff that the Holy Spirit puts on me to do so. Again, thank you so much for helping my little channel continue to grow. And yeah, I really appreciate it. I've been retired now for 20 days from doing live shows. 20 days has flown by pretty fast. I'm retired but not dead. So I will keep uploading videos and sharing my opinion. Alrighty. I hope everyone has a sensational summer, rest of your summer. Sorry, I'm getting tired. All right. Tommy here, Tommy out. Much love.